This is Rob.
This is Brian.
This is Eric.
All right, so when it comes to doing effects and everything, you get some interesting clients that come through. I've had my share, you've had your share. What is the story behind doing something where you ended up on stage with Aerosmith?
Oh, wow.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Eric's son of a bitching me because I called him from the
Called
concert.
me at work.
Wait, was that the call? Because I heard you guys talk about this before, that you had to call somebody and say something to them.
Yeah,
That was Eric?
that was me. Well, I'm sure you probably call other people. I'm not. He called me at work and, hey, guess where me and Duke are? And I'm like, I don't know. Backstage, and I hear stuff happening. Yeah, I hear noise, and they're backstage at Aerosmith. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing at Aerosmith? Why don't I know about it? And I'm pissed because I'm at work, probably listening to Aerosmith. And they're back there, and he got backstage because
I got a call from Tom Hamilton, who's the bass player, obviously, for Aerosmith, his bass tech, calling me and saying that Tom wanted a souvenir thing that he could throw to the fans in the audience at concerts. He's the only band member that doesn't have something to throw. The drummer has sticks, the guitarists all have guitar picks, and Steven Tyler would throw a harmonica into the audience. Tom didn't ever have anything to throw, and he was feeling left out. So he got this idea that he should have a cast made of his finger because Tom Hamilton plays with his fingers, doesn't use picks. So his bass tech called me up and said, hey, we're in town, and Tom wants to meet with you to see if what you can do for making a cast of his finger and then making fake fingers that you can throw out to the crowd. And I was like, yeah, okay. He told me that they were going to be doing the Tonight Show in a couple of days, so if he could meet us at NBC and all that. And I was like, sure. So I packed up a life casting kit, drove out to the Tonight Show studio, and parked in Jay Leno's spot, now that I remember, because they were just rehearsing. Went in and met with his bass tech and dragged all my stuff into the green room. Then he goes, everybody's out on stage right now rehearsing. And so he leads me out there. I walk out, and here's Aerosmith on the Tonight Show stage, and there's like 11 people standing around in front of the seats to an empty thing, and they're playing Walk This Way. And I'm like, this is freaking cool. This is cool as hell.
I remember when you were doing that. I thought Duke went to Tonight's Show, but I guess you went by yourself.
it was just me. But Duke and I were doing stuff for Mars Attacks, I think, at the time. So after in there again, once they finished rehearsals, Tom came over and we started talking. I remember too that I started getting everything ready to make a quick alginate impression of his hand and his fingers and all that. As we're talking, and Steven Tyler comes up, and all the band members came up, and they were like all fascinated. And I thought that was so cool and kind of abstract in a way that here are these iconic music rock legend guys all fascinated about what I'm doing.
Yeah, you completely have their attention now.
Yeah, so
Aerosmith attention.
I'm sitting here gooping Tom's hand, and Steven comes over and he's like, oh, wow, hey, cool. And then he goes through this open door, and I hear him peeing in a toilet. I'm just like, that's rock stars for you. Couldn't have closed the door, Steve. Come on.
They're rock stars, can't be bothered.
Yeah. So and so we did the cast, and then I poured a positive right away, and because I used alginate for it, Tom had a ring on his finger, and his wedding ring, actually, in fact, and obviously he wasn't able to take it off. So I was like, oh, it's not going to hurt it. We'll just mold it with on it. And then before I left, I wanted to make sure that the casting was good. So it would be stupid for me to leave and then realize I got nothing but air bubbles or a big void in the side of the finger or whatever. And so we hung out, and I demolded it in front of him, and he saw the cast had a perfect casting of his finger with his ring on it, with his wedding ring on it. And he was like, oh, that's really cool. And I said, you know what? We could do a larger ring with the Aerosmith logo on it, and then some sort of saying across the inside band of it, so that when you throw these things out to the fans in the audience, it's got the name of the tour or a date on it or something. He goes, yeah. So yeah, work something up. And then, God, this was back in the days of fax machine. There was no internet back then, or
Well, we
yeah,
were barely. I think cell phones were barely
yeah.
a thing because it was like 96.
Well, whatever the Snake Eyes tour would have been. So I think it was Snake Eyes or something. So yeah, it would have been late 90s. Yeah, 90, 98, maybe 90. I don't know. Anyway, so we're sitting there in the workshop prototyping the finger, and did the Aerosmith logo on an oversized ring on the finger. And then I thought up the slogan. Tom Hamilton gave me the finger, because that's what he was going to be doing. And the double meaning was fun, but Tom wanted plays with his finger. And a week later, Duke and I went to the Glen Helen Pavilion where they were going to be doing the concert, so that I could show him the prototypes. And here we are backstage in the green room, which isn't really a green room. It's a whole bunch of rooms and a big gathering area. And the band all comes out, and they're wanting to check these fingers out. And Tom's like all beside himself, but he wants Tom Hamilton plays with his fingers. And all the guys of the band said, "No, you got to go with Tom Hamilton gave me the finger." So he got shot down on his own project by all the other guys in the band. And I thought that was cute. And for the show, we had like front row center seats and all access passes. That was another thing. So during the encore, we went backstage and actually were standing on the stage in front of all the people that we were just partying with down in the pit. Now they see us, and we're standing on stage behind Aerosmith and back at the waving at them and all that in front of like 23,000 fans. And I remember Duke leaning over, because we always had a thing, especially when we're doing the ape stuff. How are we going to top this, Brian? And he leans over and he goes, "How are we going to top this, Brian?" It's like, I don't know.
How many fingers did you make? Because I remember those sitting around your house and the shop.
Yeah, well,
for
we
the
made him.
longest.
We made him for that entire concert tour. So yeah, we were constantly running those at the studio and all that for the rest of that tour. And it was one of those things where eventually I think I just sent the masters to Tom so that he could have like a factory overseas or somebody make them,
Yeah.
for pennies on the dollar out of something, because we were running them out of latex. So they were latex fingers with a gold ring, and his signature too. His signature was on the side of the finger.
Yes.
So I had, boy, now that I think about it, there was a lot of,
Because you were painting them and everything, right?
yeah. So if he had eventually, and I'm sure he must have, took them to China or something, and they had a factory in China do them, they would have done them out of PVC or vinyl or something. And
They probably now say plays with his finger.
yeah.
Yeah.
He probably would have changed it by now. It's actually another one of those fun little things that came out of nowhere and had a little bit of fun stuff going on. And interesting too, we were talking about Duke being part of that and going to the show with me. One of the gals that he worked with, and you hear us referencing Duke all the time. He was shop foreman over at Jim Henson's studio, Creature Studio. And one of the gals that he worked with quite a bit over there was married to the guitarist that took over for Perry when Perry had left Aerosmith for a little bit back in the late 80s. And so she and her husband were there in the green room when Duke and I were there, and like, what? Running into somebody from work at the frickin' green room
I know
concert.
him. He's a friend from work.
What other fun music videos did you ever get to mess around with?
Oof, I don't know that they were fun, but because music videos tend to be very long and very gruesome, because they never think in advance. They rent space for 2 days, and they'll shoot for 2 days straight before they finish the video.
Well, let me ask you this: did you do anything on the Dream Warriors video for Nightmare on Elm Street?
No. At least if I did, I don't remember it. Did do a music video for Missy Elliot. God, when was that? That was at Pickford Studios. Forget, but we had to do all this body painting on all these dancers to make them look like Barbie dolls. So we were painting all of these Barbie doll hinges and wrist joints and knee joints and all that. And it was like the first day was like 22 freaking hours. It was just brutal. We had a hell of a lot of overtime, but it was brutal. We did stuff for Snoop Dogg and a few other things too.
What'd you do for Snoop Dogg?
I had to do a like a Mission Impossible, and it was just one of those things where we made the prosthetics, and the makeup artist that got the gig had hired us to do that stuff. But it was like a Mission Impossible type removing a mask type of gag where Snoop was gonna peel up a neck, from his collarbone up to his cheek or whatever, like pulling a mask off, and then he would become somebody else at the end of the video. But I remember we had to drive all the way out to his place out in Claremont, California. Go to his house to size him up, make sure everything was going to fit him right. Got some color samples so that we matched the color of the pieces to his bass tone and all that. It was cool. And giant screen TV with football going on. And yeah, obviously he didn't want to take too much time away from the game, so we made it as quick as possible.
Now, when you were working out of the Oklahoma place, who did you have coming through there?
Oh, geez. Blade Runner Brian James comes through, and gosh, all sorts of stunt people and unknowns, and Patricia Arquette. Oh, what's her face from all the vacation movies? Mrs.
Beverly D'Angelo?
Beverly D'Angelo. Yeah, we did a whole freaking body cast, life cast, hand cast. Duke, myself, and Sylvina Knight all did that. Yeah, came out.
Anyone infamous?
No, I think all the infamous people came to the main studio once we opened that up. So like Paul Giamatti and Jim Carrey and all those guys came out.
Now, Robert, you were at the studio as well. What do you remember? Did you work on any music videos?
I don't think we did any music videos when at your shop when I was there.
Yeah, we did a lot of commercials and movies.
We did a Red Robin commercial.
Yeah, boy, that one was a ball buster. Thing with commercials, you always were given like 10 days to pull a miracle out of your ass. Yeah, that Red Robin was...
Yeah, we had to make a family of robots.
Robot mannequins.
Yeah.
For the the Red Robin testing facility?
Yeah, for the Blue Ribbon Burger.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was the Blue Ribbon Burger.
So we did a bunch
It's when the dad walks in there pretending to be a robot to get the burger.
And then the robot wouldn't let go of it.
Yeah, and then the kid robots' heads are spinning around and all kinds of crazy shit.
That was fun.
I like vaguely remember us being on set shooting that. I think it's one of those things where I kind of pushed it out of my head.
Yeah, because it was like a 70-hour day.
Yeah.
By the time we got down there, set everything up, and then we shot for 16 hours or whatever, and then unloaded everything out, and then went and had a real meal and all that. It was like 70 hours had gone by since the three of us, because Karen Mason was also part of that.
Yeah, team. we needed there was 4 mannequins, a mother, a father, and 2 kids, and we were all puppeting each one of them.
Yeah.
So I think it was like you, me, Karen, and Sonny, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
There might have been a couple other people with us there.
Yeah, but there again, another one of those ball buster schedules where you only had 10 days to work a miracle.
I don't even remember what we did on that thing.
Yeah.
I think we were working on Jiangxi at the same time when that came down. I want to say we were working on something else too when we were doing that.
Yeah, it could be, because all that stuff always overlapped, whatever else was going on.
It's like, when we were doing Jeepers 2, we were doing Love Object at the same time.
Right, and we started with The Man Who Wasn't There.
Oh my God, you're right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that was Jeepers 1. Yeah, we were doing Man Who Wasn't There right when Jeepers 1 was starting. Yeah, but yeah, there was always overlaps of different projects, things going on.
And we do like Destroy All Humans, Soul Calibur, Saints Row.
I forgot about the Soul Calibur
Saints
thing.
Row. I remember you guys doing Saints Row.
Just the promotions for the video games and stuff, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the what were they called? The Saints Row pistols.
Right.
For the longest time, sitting over the door.
Yeah.
To the kitchen.
Yeah, and it's somebody offered me stupid money for those, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I can pay the rent now. But yeah, we made several dozen Berettas and Colt 911 Saints Row pistols with all that really cool, intricate scrolling and gold. They were all gold plated, pearl pearl handles with the
handles, yeah.
Saint Row logos and stuff all etched
The
into
fleur-de-lis and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah, and those were promotional giveaways that THC, is that the name of the company that
The THQ.
THQ, yeah. So they were giving those away as promos, and I'm like, man, these you guys are expensive to make, but sure, we can give them away.
You might be able to find those things on eBay now.
Oh wow, I wonder.
I will look.
But yeah, I mean, I remember us doing the sword for Soul Calibur, which was that clear,
Yeah.
that clear glass looking sword that had like all kinds of crazy plant lives and orbs and
Jewels and stuff inside it, and there again, another 10-day build.
like the chemicals that you have now are a little bit easier and forgiving to use. But back in that time, we were doing things that needed to be pressure potted, where we had literally, what was it, like a 6-foot mold because the sword was so huge.
Yeah.
And we had no way of pressure potting the mold.
Right.
And so we had to like pressure pot the material and like slowly pour it in there, but at the same time do it fast enough that it wasn't going to kick before it even got in the mold.
Right. Yeah.
And then try not to get air bubbles in this thing. And it's like,
and it was a it was a one and done thing. There was no chance of doing it over if something screwed up.
And it had all this stuff inside it too, inside the mold, that it had to be encapsulated inside the clear.
Yeah.
That stuff can capture air.
Was there some sort of a lights or something inside that too that had to? I mean, I might be confusing it with the destroy all humans.
Yeah, Crypto had like a bunch of lights in his collar and in his gun and all kinds of things like that. I don't remember any lights going inside the Soul Calibur sword.
Right. And then that thing weighed a freaking ton.
Oh my God! It was like, was it supposed to be for like E3 or something?
No, it was
or a display.
It was for some sort of corporate meeting or something up north. And of course, these companies always wait till the very last minute to reach out to have somebody build something like that and all that. So literally, you're packing it up while the resins are still curing. You know, like, okay, when you get this, open it up and make sure it's airing out, before you invite your clients into the room.
Yeah, like the amount of work that went into that just to impress people that walked into a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not for a video or anything other than a corporate meeting of some kind, yeah.
That thing's sitting in a storage unit somewhere, if not in a garage.
Right.
Yeah, someone's collected that and stashed it away.
And that was for what game again?
That was Soul Calibur.
And is that game still relevant, or?
I don't know. I mean, it had to have been like something like Soul Calibur 3 or something like that we were doing it for, because I remember playing one of the games a couple years before we did that, because there's some characters I really liked and thought was really cool. It's just player versus player battle type thing where you have swords and magic and whatever stuff that like Street Fighter type stuff.
Right.
But it was for, what was it, one of the Sega systems, I want to say?
It's PlayStation and Xbox.
It's been obviously Soul Calibur, that's like 25 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been up on my video games lately.
I think they're still making it. I want to say they're on 4, maybe 5.
They should be on like 12 by now.
Yeah, because 2005 they were doing 3, and they were talking about a 4th one coming out. So
yeah, that was 21 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, don't remind me.
You're like, oh, just last week I was popping quarters in a Donkey Kong at 7-Eleven.
Hey, we were at the pizza place that I used to put quarters in, waiting for pizzas to play
Miss Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
which they don't have anymore.
No,
they took it out.